Why is it that some brands blow up overnight and some brands take years to get recognition? Is it luck? Is it strategy? Or is it just great timing? Maybe all of the above. Well, I can tell you the exact strategy that took my brand, Apart Studio, from $0 to $137,000 in just 4 months, spending only $96. And trust me, I have listened to enough fake guru entrepreneurs saying the same sort of thing for some clickbait. But here is a proof for anyone interested. I'll even refresh the pages so that you know it's not BS. So here is December 22, 1 month before we launch. Then January, as you can see, we launched on January 16th, where we made £9,000 that month, which converts to around $11,000. Month 2 in February, we made £27,000, which again converts to around $35,000. In March, we had a slight dip with £20,000, which is $26,000. And finally in April, we hit £51,000, which converts to $65,000. So now we have the proof. Let's run through how we achieve those numbers spending just $96, and I will run you through how you can achieve the same sort of results with this exact blueprint. All right, first things first, this is the hardest thing to tick off the list, but once this is ticked off, it's pretty smooth sailing. You'll need to really dig deep on your creativity here and find a niche that motivates and drives the mass market but isn't easily obtained. Preferably something that motivates you as well to make things easier, but this isn't a necessity. So let's take Apart Studio for example. I have a passion for money and it motivates me, and I know full well that many others feel exactly the same. So for me, it made sense to go with this. But you could go with cars, for example. I've seen people do gym PRs, any sort of achievement. So things people strive for, a goal in the distance. And what we're going to do with this is we're going to create a 3D artwork or product, which is a visual of this goal. Now we're going to make this product by hand, which may take some trial and error, but once you have got this nailed, you are already winning. So let's take our Apart Studio stacked frames for an example. There are many people that would use this for their daily motivation and a visual of their goal. This is a creative way of showing it, but most importantly, this is a product that is built by hand from start to finish, which eliminates any need to buy stock. If you are really struggling to come up with a product, we can help. You can sign up for the Apart Studio Academy, where we will be selecting 3 people to teach them how to build our artworks and also sell them online. But anyway, for step 1, the boxes to tick are: find a niche that motivates and drives the mass market but isn't easily obtained. Cars, monies, achievements, goals, etc. And the second step is to create an artwork or product that visualizes that goal in real life. Now we've got the hard bit out of the way, we just need to make people want it. And how do we do that? So let's run through it. There is a few methods to use here, and if you combine them all together, you are going to be bathing in dollars. Let's break it down. The first step is to make sure your product is actually good. We as humans have a tendency to be biased on things that we've spent a lot of time on creating, thinking they are better than they actually are. It is crucial to get outside feedback from friends, family, preferably people in the niche you have chosen, and make sure it's not people that are just going to tell you what you want to hear. You need to tell mum to give it to you straight. Once you're confident in your product and you have some good feedback, you want to create some variations of this product so people have variety to choose. I would always recommend 3 products to start. This can be anything from different colors, different text. It all depends on the product, but let's take Apart Studio again for an example. We launched with 3 products: Triple Notes, the Smoking Bills, and the Printed Money. All related pieces, just different styles. So at this point, you should have your handmade product in 3 different variations. And another tactic I would recommend is to make your product scarce by limiting how many are made. This could be 20, 50, 100, whatever you want. I wouldn't recommend going too low in case your product goes viral, pops off, and you sell out instantly. And I'd say that 250 is a good amount. It's low enough to be scarce, but it's also high enough that you get some good returns from this. And what we're going to do is we're going to individually number each one. This makes each and every product unique and people will enjoy having their own number. And also this will make people not want to miss out, knowing that if they don't buy now, they could potentially not get the chance to ever buy. So to summarize, show your creation to people in the niche and get honest feedback. Create free variations of your product. Choose if you want to limit your product or mass produce. Either works, pros and cons. Limited is easier to sell, but obviously you can't sell as many. So now we have completed our product, it is time to build our website. I would always recommend Shopify. I believe it trumps other hosts massively. I've used Shopify for years, so for me it was very familiar. It is very user friendly, so if you've never used it before, it should come very quickly. So along with a website, you will also need a Facebook, an Instagram and a TikTok account, because that is where we will be showcasing your beautiful creations. So once you have built your storefront, you will only need 3 apps on there. You'll need the Facebook and Instagram app, the TikTok app, and also the Klaviyo app. The Facebook and TikTok app are for your pixels. Make sure they're connected. This is super important because any people that come onto your website, you won't be able to retarget them later down the line. Your Klaviyo is for collecting all of the emails via your newsletter sign up. For me, those were the only things that I needed to launch this product with. I didn't want to spend too much money and have the product flop, but at the same time, I didn't want the product to blow up and not have the back end stuff ready. So steps for this are: create your Shopify store, make it simple, professional looking, but most importantly, easy to navigate. Create a Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, have them all linked to your website, preferably linked with each other as well. All right, product ready, website ready. It is time to go. My tactic with Apart Studio was to hit TikTok hard. This was a product that no one had seen before, looked great, appealed to many with the money and the art factor, and was limited, so their chance of purchasing this was slimming down with every other person that purchased. You can also have apps on your Shopify store which show how many you have left in stock. This creates another level of urgency. But like I said, let's keep things cheap for the minute. Now, what we've done with Apart Studio that I would recommend is we uploaded 1 TikTok and 1 reel a day. You see people saying you need to upload 3 videos a day, 3 videos a day, 5 videos a day. I personally think this is BS because you start to just push anything out there and you aim for quantity over quality. I think quality all day. So stick with 1 a day, don't overwhelm yourself. And the trick with these TikToks and reels that has generated us millions of views is 3 simple things. Time lapses of creating the product do great, controversial hooks do great, and also the promise of a payoff. So let's run through them 3. A time lapse creating your product builds interest, especially as people would have never seen your product before. If people scroll past this video, they're going to be itching to know what the final form of that product was. And secondly, controversial hooks. And what the hell do I mean by that? I get this a lot. And that is to create hooks and address things that people would normally tend to ignore. So I'll put an example up for that in just a minute. And thirdly, the promise of a payoff. And this is when you add a visual or text claim at the beginning of the video, which tells people if you watch this till the end of the video, it's going to be worth it. Let me show you an example where we used all 3 of these methods, and this TikTok ended up getting 8.4 million views, which generated us $20,000 in 2 days. So what we did is we were getting a lot of negative comments on some of our videos. Most people would just ignore these comments. We decided to take these comments and put them in a video, use them for a hook. So let's take a look at the video. As you can see here, this is a video in the background. We then have the controversial hooks, which is the people commenting negative stuff. And this has the promise of a payoff, obviously seeing what the time-lapse video creates and also knowing that we are about to address these negative comments. Now you're going to get the people that love this response engaging, but also you're going to get the people that hate this response engaging. Those tend to be the people that were commenting those things in the first place, but this is just an example of how if you use these 3 things, your videos can blow up. Once we found this formula, we just kept rinse and repeating every time and it would blow up, blow up, blow up. So once this is all done, you literally just keep doing this over and over and 1 video will blow up, which will then turn to 2 videos, then turn to 4 to 10, etc. You then have the website in your bio where you push all of the traffic, and this is how you sell your products. So you should have your product, which will cost about $40, and you should have your website, which should cost about $30. And the beauty with this method is you don't buy any stock until you get a sale. So you have a business where you have A, no marketing costs, B, has no stock to hold, and C, is selling a product that no one else has ever seen before. And when something has never been seen before, it gets interest. And when something gets interest, it gets views. When something gets views, it gets sales. And this is exactly how we generated $137,000 in just 4 months. Take this method and implement it into yourself and see where this blueprint takes you. And remember, if you are struggling with a product, you can head over to heartstudioacademy.com, where we will literally teach you how to build our artworks and also sell them online. So get signed up and reserve your spot. If this is of interest to you, I will whack the link in the description. And as always, any like and subscribe goes a long way. So I appreciate you all. Thank you.